Well, that was underwhelming as far as crossovers go. The team up fight doesn't even happen at the climactic part of the episode. Instead, it sort of occurs around the one-third mark. We don't even get like Ark's signature creativity either. A cool team up attack would have been great, but instead we just get Blazar's Spiral Barrage finisher followed by the Arc Finalize, and it does its job, I guess. Except it actually doesn't because Helnarok sicks another Bazanga on the duo and then scampers off to Ark's world, putting an abrupt end to further interactions. I understand that maybe they couldn't get the cast of Blazar's series back for one reason or another, but Blazar himself has an abundant amount of personality in spite of only speaking in grunts and caveman noises. Ark is a very stoic Ultra too, but his physicality is notably a lot more refined than the comparatively feral Blazers. So even from that, you've got a lot of contrast to work with. And yeah, we do get some of that. A notable part is when Blazar unceremoniously tosses Ark into the rift after Helnarok. That's a great character moment, I think, instantly conveying Ark's act first, think later mentality to even someone who hasn't seen the Blazar series. But we don't nearly get enough of that because the two Ultras are on screen for barely more than 3 minutes. In my mind, crossovers live or die by character interactions, and this one does not have a lot of it. They're also trying to do something with Yuma, but I just don't think it really works, because what basically happens is that he proactively jumps into the fight to help Blazar, but back on his world he decides to solo Helnarok, and then his squad has to pull up with the GDF to assist him. These are solid character moments in isolation. It's just together and in that sequence, and it comes out a touch weird. One thing that I did really like is how the alternate universe Shu of Blazar's world makes this point of wanting to keep Helnarok on that particular Earth, even though it'd be much safer for the inhabitants if the Dark Shogun really did just sort of bugger off, because it doesn't feel right to dump this problem onto someone else's world. It's the transcending wish that the episode's title refers to, as it's literally the same sentiment that keeps Yuma and Russian chugging along. The assurance that the two are not alone in that assessment is a natural thematic pairing with the affirmation that they are not the only Ultras out there. I don't hate this episode, as I undoubtedly still had a lot of fun seeing Blazar and Arc tag team an enemy, but this might straight up be the worst episode of Arc's run so far. Heck, it's probably the worst crossover story that Ultra's had in a while, which is a crying shame because episode 17, part 2 of this 4-part storyline, is actually among my favorites. Anyway, that's enough from me. Like, comment, subscribe.